Hello, everyone. My name is Tim Lee, and I'm the owner-founder of Collaborate MK Business Networking Community. And today I'm talking to one of our gold members, Richard Kotulecki. So great to see you, Richard. And
Morning, Tim.
tell me, what led you to forming EmpowerPath Solutions?
So I'm a mechanical engineer by trade, which led me to my first postgraduate job as a sports development officer. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's not actually as mad as it sounds.
No.
So if you think of a mechanical system, it is a system. You have whirling cogs and all sorts of things. And
Yeah.
if you think of a sports team, you have the same thing, except instead of being bits of metal and bits of machinery, it's people. So those things are really taught me about systems thinking. And EmpowerPath came about as a result of 20 odd years of going into businesses that were really, really struggling, really under pressure, and transforming those. The reality is that most businesses, most organizations don't struggle because people aren't competent. They don't struggle because people are lazy. They struggle because something within the whole business system isn't working right. It's misaligned in some way. And it's really, really difficult to see that from within the organization. It's really difficult to see that as an employee, as a business owner, and that brand new set of eyes really helps. And very often the thing that's wrong is not what the symptom is. If you think about a car, for instance, you might have dreadful fuel economy, but the reason might be that you've got a misaligned wheel bearing. Or if you look at a rugby team, you might really, really struggle to score tries because your backs aren't playing well, but actually the reason is because your scrum are going backwards, for instance. And so that's what EmpowerPath is. It's sort of 20 odd years of accumulation of working with businesses that have been under real pressure, where the owners and the founders and senior leaders have kind of almost lost the ability to sleep and to enjoy what they do, and helping them find what the real causes of those issues are, and putting in place a really robust way of working, which doesn't complicate things, absolutely simplifies things, that can then help that business solve those problems, not just in the short term, but in the long term, and do it in a way that lasts.
Yeah, of course. So you're literally looking as a fresh pair of eyes, because it's so easy to be blinkered as a business owner and so on. So is that what you sort of aim to do? You'd literally go to the MD and say, right, let's start from scratch. Let's see where your problems lie.
Yeah, absolutely. It's looking at it's looking at them properly under the bonnet of the business, and actually really getting data, getting clarity of what the issues are. In a business, ultimately, everything comes down to how customers support the business financially. And so what EmpowerPath does, my methodology is, that's where we start. Actually, what are customers really experiencing? And not through a sort of a surface questionnaire, and not through sort of, just on a superficial level, but actually on a sort of on a really deep emotional level. What are your customers experiencing? And then let's work backwards from that to see what parts in the business cause that experience to be positive, and what parts of the business cause that experience to be negative. And let's leverage, let's strengthen the bits that are positive, and let's remove or change the bits that are negative. Because ultimately, too many of those negative bits, and your customers go, take the money with them, and your business has to struggle. And the sad reality is, there's lots of research that's been done on this. The sad reality is that once a business starts to struggle, once a business starts to lose customers, it's roughly only about 1 in 7 that actually recover. So it can be a sometimes slow, sometimes very quick slide downhill to a business close. EmpowerPath is there to stop that and to reverse that.
No, absolutely. That's terrific. So what is a typical day for you then?
So a typical day, say working with a client, not so much a typical day, perhaps,
Yeah.
but a typical week.
Yeah.
So working with a client is essentially it's in three stages. The first stage is a really informal conversation, just to try and get to understand what it is that the business owner feels, what they would want to feel, how they perceive the current problems in the business. And once we've done that, and that's sort of an initial exploratory conversation, which ends in no commitment for the business owner. Once we've done that, the next stage is a more in-depth kind of diagnostic stage, which takes anything between sort of 3 and 5 days or 3 and 7 days to complete. And that looks at the business in depth. So it looks at the data the business has. I will talk to customers with the business leaders, with owners, talk to customers, find out what they're experiencing. I'll look at things like reviews. We'll look at financial data and get a much clearer picture of where the business is at and where some of those pain points might really be starting from, rather than the symptom. And then at the end of that week or so, the business will get a roadmap, which will give us sort of a much clearer picture of what those pain points are, and a roadmap of how to then recover from those. And that roadmap, for some organisations, it's absolutely adequate. Then that business then takes that roadmap and implements it itself. For others, I can absolutely come back and help them implement that and do a much more in-depth piece of work, which involves then giving the business the skills and the methodology and the capabilities of implementing exactly what we're going to go through over that 6 to 9 month period. So it's there for them permanently. Absolutely, what I do not want to do is create a reliance on external consultants.
No.
It's why the business is called EmpowerPath, because what I want is I want leaders to be empowered. I want owners to be empowered to run the business in a way that feels an awful lot easier than it did when things weren't working quite right.
I can so understand that. I get flashbacks to my sort of retail manager days, and you're talking to an area manager and you think, much as you you can do it, you do need that guidance. And then, you begrudgingly sort of, okay, let's do it. It is difficult. See, I bet you do come across some negativity because we don't do it like this. That type of thing might come up occasionally, I suppose. But they have to realise, no, you have to change, But it's putting it across on your own way, I suppose, would be the important way.
Yeah, it is. It is, and I think, and some of that is. So one of the things I absolutely don't underestimate is that people who set up businesses and whose businesses succeed and grow to a certain level have done so against all the odds. If most people knew at the start of setting up a business exactly what was involved in terms of doing it, they probably wouldn't do it.
No.
So every business owner has a really strong, distinguished record of fighting against the odds, of backing their own judgment, of taking chances, of coming across problems before and solving those problems. So it's not, it's absolutely not that I know better, because those people are really, really capable people. It's about helping those businesses and those business owners look in parts of the business that perhaps don't always show up, that don't display any symptoms. It's making connections between the stuff that surfaces and the potential causes of it. It's like making a connection, between between your wheel bearing and your fuel consumption, or between why one part of the team is misfiring. Actually, the real cause is perhaps something else. So it's helping those things, and sometimes those are a lot easier seen from the outside, and certainly a big value, certainly in the businesses that I've been in previously and I've led and transformed from the inside. The huge value is then leaving that way of systems thinking, that way of working, in the organisation long term, because it results in a much clearer picture of what works and what doesn't, and it takes away lots of the complexity that has been there historically.
Of course, that's terrific. That's terrific what you offer. And so, from your perspective, what is your main goal for your business then?
I would like EmpowerPath to be recognised as a different type of consultancy.
Yeah.
So, and really as a go-to for genuinely getting to the root of problems. I've in different roles in the past, I've engaged consultants, and you get a period of time where they come into your business, they ask questions, and then at the end of it, you get a lovely, shiny, glossy report. Which says, these are the things that aren't right, these are the things that are right. And you kind of look at it and you go, well, I know that, because I can see it, because I live it every day. Yeah. And what I really, really hope is that EmpowerPath is recognised, for two things. One is that that's not what you get. You actually get, at the end of it, you get a real solid way of working that will not just improve your profits and improve the finances, but actually give you some of your time back as a business, owning a business. It'll make things easier for you. That's one bit. And then the second bit, I really want it to be known for the fact that, yes, there is a theoretical background with what I do, but the whole approach is based on 22 years, 23 years of being in organizations that were spiraling out of control, and this stuff works, and that's the kind of difference. Some people won't go for that, and that's absolutely fine. But I want EmpowerPath to be recognised that this is an option, this is a way of doing things that could help, and it is different from your bog standard consultancy.
Yeah, quite right as well. That sounds terrific. And what sort of challenges do you face with the business?
It's I kind of touched on it earlier. All business owners, we've all taken huge risks, and we've backed our judgment, and we've come out generally more or less on top in those things. And so sometimes I think when we are in a really, really difficult position, it can be difficult to kind of seek help early. And I think like any, whether it's a sports injury or anything else, the earlier that I can work with a business, the not only the more effective is the solution in the long run, but actually its fruit sort of bears a lot quicker, and its implementation is a lot easier. So the big challenge for me is that, and this is partly perhaps as a way, because of the way I present what I do, is that people come to me and ask for my help quite late on in that process, when things are really, really bad. And I think a big challenge is for me to open up to people and say, and people say, actually, asking for help earlier, it's all right. Because then we can recover it, and it might be a simpler process, and actually what might be sufficient is a roadmap rather than a full service. It's that bit, intervening earlier. Which makes so much sense, and you probably meet business owners a little bit of denial at that stage, but that's the time to get it sorted. So right, so and how you personally manage to get a good work-life balance? Excellent question. So I'm quite predictable in this. That if the sports development came from being very active and playing rugby very badly and volleyball to win things. So, and even now in my sort of much older age, I'm still pretty active, and you can spot. It's quite easy to spot whether I've actually gone running or gone to the gym in the morning. Because if I have, all is well in my world, and if I haven't, it's not quite as well as otherwise it could. So that's for me, that's absolutely fundamental. That on at least 4 days in the week, that's in the morning, that's what I do, and that kind of grounds me, and it just gives me that rush of adrenaline and everything else. And it's yeah, and then that fulfills that fulfills that sort of that relaxation. I know it's kind of odd
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I run and do crazy things to relax, but yeah, my wife will tell you that I'm odd anyways.
But it's a great discipline to have, and just staying in that routine is absolutely vital. So brilliant. Right, thank you so much, Richard. It's been great to talk to you today, and look forward to seeing you at our next event.
My pleasure, Tim. Always love coming to the events, and yeah, thank you so much for giving me the chance to talk about myself and the business.
Yeah, no problem. Great to see you.